The truth is that there are brands that only the true chosen ones carry, signs that show you have been set apart for something much greater. But be careful, few know this, and even fewer are ready to hear this revelation. If you have these 6 brands, your life will never be the same again. Prepare for the truth. One deep connection with the invisible. What does it really mean to have this connection with the invisible? Why do the true chosen ones bear such a distinct mark? If you feel that your life has never been ordinary, that certain events seem to have a deeper meaning, and that signs appear before you when others don't even notice, then pay attention. This is not a coincidence. From an early age, the chosen ones realize that something different happens to them. Dreams that seem like messages, premonitions that are confirmed, a constant feeling of déjà vu. Have you ever been through this? Maybe you tried to ignore it, looking for logical explanations, but the more you try to escape, the more these signs intensify, as if the universe itself was screaming for you to wake up. But this is just the beginning. Many chosen ones have spiritual gifts that set them apart. Some feel the energy of a place when they enter it. Others know when they are being deceived without there being any visible evidence. There are those who can capture other people's emotions as if they were a sponge, absorbing every vibration around them. And those who sense the future through dreams or visions that never fail. Have you ever been sure that something was going to happen, and then suddenly everything unfolded exactly as you imagined? This is no coincidence. It's a sign. History is full of people who carried this mark. Joseph, sold into slavery, interpreted dreams with divine precision. Even in the face of pain and injustice, he never lost his connection. And Daniel, taken into exile, interpreted visions and mysteries that no other man could decipher. Both went through brutal trials, but their visions were instruments of transformation. Do you notice the pattern? The chosen ones do not have easy paths. Their lives are marked by intense challenges, because only those who resist the fire are ready to carry a powerful flame. But being chosen also has a price. While many live without questioning, you see beyond the visible. Therefore, it is misunderstood. Have you ever tried to explain how you feel and realized that few people can understand? This happens because your vision goes beyond the limits of common reality. But remember, this gift is not given to just anyone. He is a rare gift, and at the same time, a burden. The big question is, are you ready to carry it? Many wonder, why can't everyone awaken this connection? The answer is simple. Those chosen go through trials, face pain, loneliness, rejection. These experiences forge spiritual sensitivity. It's not that the signs are hidden for some, but rather that few are prepared to see them. The journey of a chosen one is intense because it is through struggle that the true essence awakens. Have you ever realized that your life has never been simple? That the challenges always seemed greater, as if a force were testing your resistance at all times? This is no coincidence. The chosen ones are shaped in pain, silence, and overcoming. Every obstacle, every betrayal, every tear has a purpose, because only those who go through the toughest trials are ready to light the path for others. If you feel this connection, if you notice signs that no one else sees, if you carry a gift that few understand, know you have been separated. Your calling is not an accident. And now, the decision is in your hands. Are you ready to embrace your destiny? If you've come this far, it's not by chance. There's something bigger guiding your path. In this video, you discovered a secret that few know, and now the choice is yours. If this message made sense to you, it means you are one of the chosen ones. But be careful. Many ignore this call and miss the chance to awaken. Don't be one of them. Subscribe to the channel right now and join those who see beyond. The awakening begins now. 2. Rejection and social isolation. Why have rejection and isolation always been a part of your life? Have you ever noticed how from an early age you seem different from others, as if there is an invisible barrier between you and the world around you? This is no coincidence. In fact, it's a sign. The chosen never follow the common path. God separates those who have a special calling. But before they can be lifted, they need to be shaped. Isolation is not a punishment. It is training. When everyone turns away, when you feel misunderstood, God is working in you. Moses spent 40 years in the desert before freeing the people. Joseph was betrayed and thrown into prison before becoming governor. The pattern repeats itself. Those who are called to something great are first led into the desert, because it is there that they learn, that they are strengthened, that they become unshakable. And you? How many times have you felt forgotten? How many times have you seen doors close without explanation? But what if all this wasn't an error, but rather a redirection? What if God was preparing you for something that others couldn't bear to carry? The world does not understand the chosen ones because they walk on another frequency, and that bothers you. People feel it, even without knowing how to explain it. You are different. His presence carries something that few can understand. But be careful. There is a moment when this isolation changes. When you are ready, God puts you back in the world, no longer as a lost person, but as a leader. And those who once ignored you, underestimated you, will notice the difference. They will see the light they could not see before, but now you will know how to discern. Not everyone who approaches you wants the best for you. Many want your energy, but don't want to pay the price to have it. Have you ever helped someone and left drained? This happens because your presence has power, and some people just suck, but the chosen ones learn to protect their essence. You can love everyone, but you don't need to mix with anyone. Now, think about the times you were rejected. Look at it from another angle. What if every rejection was divine protection? What if every closed door was a deliverance? God never takes you away from something without having something bigger prepared. Have you ever experienced this? Any time when you felt lost but then realized it was a bigger plan? Comment here. I want to know your story. And if this message made sense to you, leave a like so that more people also receive this word. And now, pay attention. There is a powerful sign that almost no one notices in the chosen ones. Something that may be happening to you right now, but that you may never have understood. Stay with me, because I'm going to reveal this now. 3. Feeling of not belonging. The chosen ones have always felt that they do not belong in this world. It's a feeling you've had since childhood, a kind of quiet restlessness that whispers that there's something different about your existence. Have you ever felt this way? As if you were living in a reality that doesn't recognize you, as if your ideas, your emotions, and even your sensitivity were incompatible with the environment around you. This is no coincidence. That invisible mark, that deep feeling of displacement, is one of the clearest signs that you are part of a rare and special group. And today, I'm going to show you exactly why this happens and how this characteristic can be one of the greatest indicators of your greater purpose. Many don't understand this feeling. They say maybe you're just an introspective person or you need to fit in better. But the truth is, the chosen ones never fit in completely because they weren't meant to. From birth, there is an invisible calling that separates them from the ordinary. They see the world in a different way, feel the energies around them more intensely, and carry intuitive knowledge about things that other people simply ignore. And that bothers you. It's uncomfortable because the chosen ones bring a light that exposes the shadows around them. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to reject you for no apparent reason? How do some groups seem to exclude you, even without a concrete reason? This resistance from the world around you does not happen by chance. The chosen ones carry a strong presence even without meaning to. Your energy is different, your spirit is different, and this has an impact that is not always understood by those who live in normal patterns. But, as painful as this exclusion may be, know that it is part of your process. You were not meant to be accepted by everyone. You were made to awaken, transform, and lead. And that is why loneliness is such a present element in the lives of the chosen ones. It is not just a physical loneliness, but an existential loneliness. You can be surrounded by people and still feel like no one really understands you. It's like there's an invisible barrier between you and the rest of the world. This happens because your mind operates on a different frequency. While many are focused on distractions, you search for meaning. While most people accept things as they are, you question them. While others get lost in the superficial, you yearn for something greater, for something true. This incessant search for truth, for understanding your purpose, is one of the clearest proofs that you are not here by chance. Now tell me, have you ever felt this way? As if your soul is trying to remember something that the whole world seems to have forgotten? Comment below, I feel this because I know many people watching right now share that same experience. And don't think that this feeling of not belonging is a punishment. On the contrary, it is a gift. It's a calling. Those chosen were not made to blend in, but rather to stand out, to illuminate, to awaken others. And this, inevitably, makes them face challenges that few understand. Maybe you've noticed that your life has always been more difficult than most, that you have gone through intense trials, moments of despair, inexplicable losses, Have you ever noticed how certain things that seem easy to others have always been more complicated to you? This happens because those chosen need to be shaped. They need to be tested. Every difficulty, every suffering, every rejection, every tear, none of it was in vain. Each of these experiences was preparation, training for something much greater. God does not place such intense challenges in someone's life for no reason. He is preparing you for something that you cannot yet fully see. And perhaps right now you are facing a transition phase. Maybe you're feeling like something is about to change, but you can't quite put your finger on it yet. Do you feel this? As if you were in limbo, waiting for a sign, waiting for direction? This feeling of anticipation is part of the journey. Before major changes, there is always a period of silence, of introspection, of apparent stagnation. But know that behind the scenes, something is being prepared for you. God never wastes the pain of the chosen ones. Every loss will be turned into growth. Every rejection will be converted into elevation. You are not alone. And if this message is resonating with you, if you feel that it speaks directly to your heart, then I invite you to leave it here in the comments. I am a chosen one. This is more than a simple comment. It is an affirmation, a commitment to your journey, a recognition of who you really are. And share this video with someone who needs to hear this. Maybe you know someone who also has this feeling of not belonging, but still doesn't understand why. This could be the sign this person has been waiting for. Now, if you want to continue this journey and understand even more about the signs that differentiate the chosen ones, stay with me, because in the next section we will reveal something that few know, a crucial detail that can completely change your perception of your own life. 4. Revealing dreams or visions. Since ancient times, there have been mysteries that few understand. There are hidden signs, marks invisible to ordinary eyes, that only the true chosen ones carry with them. And today, at this very moment, you may be about to discover that these marks are on you too. Have you noticed the signs yet? Dreams and revelatory visions are much more than simple manifestations of the mind. They are messages, invitations to a greater purpose. Have you ever had a dream so vivid it seemed real, or a vision that left your soul restless? If so, stay with me until the end, because what you hear could change everything. Many people go their entire lives without realizing that they are different. They feel like they don't belong in this world, but they can't explain why. Since they were children, they notice things that others don't notice. While everyone is distracted by their daily routine, they feel a deep calling, an inexplicable connection to something much greater. And it's not by chance. Have you ever heard stories of people who had dreams that came true, or visions that warned of something that was yet to come? This is no coincidence. It is a clear sign that there is something special inside you, something that needs to be understood and accepted. The true chosen ones do not see the world like others. They notice hidden patterns, they feel omens, they have intuitions that they should never ignore. When a dream repeats itself, when a vision brings a clear message, the universe is speaking directly to you. Some of these messages may seem confusing at first, but over time it all comes together, and it is precisely at this moment that many try to deny their own essence. They ask themselves, am I going crazy? But the truth is that this is the awakening of the chosen ones. If you've been through this, write in the comments, I've felt this, because I want to know how many of you have had this experience. And you know what's most impressive? Those who receive these signs are often tested in all sorts of ways. Life seems to be more difficult, the challenges seem to be greater, and the feeling of loneliness becomes intense. But there is a reason for this. Those chosen need to be shaped, prepared to fulfill their mission. The fight is great because the purpose is great. Have you ever wondered why you always felt like your journey was more difficult than others? This is not punishment, it is a calling. Only the strong can handle it. Only the truly chosen ones can move forward without giving up. And there's something even more intriguing. Some of these visions and dreams are not just messages about your own life, but about others. You may often dream about something that will happen to someone close to you, or feel a dense energy when entering a place. Have you ever experienced that feeling of knowing something before it happened? Having a strong intuition that was later confirmed? If this has ever happened to you, share your experience in the comments. Let's find out how many of us have felt this calling. The most striking thing is that these messages come in different ways. Some people dream about numbers, symbols, specific events that only make sense later. Others have waking visions. little flashes of images that appear out of nowhere. But what all these experiences have in common is the certainty that there is something guiding the way. And often the more someone tries to ignore it, the stronger the call becomes. Because the mission of a chosen one cannot be erased. You can try to escape, you can try to deny it, but sooner or later, destiny finds you. Now pay attention. If you are watching this video, this is not a coincidence. Nothing happens by chance. Maybe this is the sign you've been waiting for. Perhaps this is confirmation that your dreams and visions have a real purpose. If you have ever felt that there is something greater guiding you, write here in the comments, "I accept my calling." Let's see how many of you actually recognize what is going on in your lives. And remember, the path of the chosen has never been easy. But it is along this path that the greatest revelations happen. In the next video, I'll tell you more about the other brands that the chosen ones have, and why so many people try to discredit those who see beyond. So subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. And if you know someone who has had revelatory dreams or visions, share this video with them. Maybe she too is searching for answers without knowing it. See you at the next reveal. 5. Strong challenges and tests of faith. From the moment you were born, your life has been marked by challenges that few can understand. Have you ever felt like you are facing battles that seem to have no explanation? Like every door you try to open is closed before you can even walk through it? This is no coincidence. The true chosen ones always face intense tests of faith, and this happens because there is something inside you that sets you apart from the rest of the world. Many may even doubt it. They may say that it is an exaggeration, that everyone goes through difficulties. But you know your journey has always been different. Since childhood, you realized that you didn't completely fit into the mold, that your way of seeing the world was deeper, more questioning. You felt things that others didn't feel. You perceived hidden truths. You had an intuition that often warned you about people and situations. And the most incredible thing, when you tried to ignore this intuition, the consequences were immediate. This happens because the chosen ones have invisible marks that separate them from the ordinary. Tests of faith are one of the most obvious signs. Have you ever noticed how your life seems to be a constant cycle of trials? While other people around you seem to live without major turbulence, you are always facing challenges that require your strength, your resilience, your faith. It's no coincidence. These challenges are not punishments, they are training. You are being prepared, molded, forged in the fire into something greater. And those who don't understand this often give up before achieving the promise. But you, who are here listening to this message, feel deep in your soul that there is a purpose behind all of this. And there's more. Have you ever noticed how even in the face of so many difficulties, there is something inside you that doesn't allow you to give up? As if, despite your tiredness, something bigger kept you standing. This is another undeniable sign. The chosen ones have an unusual resilience, an ability to rise again even when everything seems lost. That's because there is an invisible force, a calling that drives you forward, even when your mind says there is no more strength. And that's exactly what bothers those who don't have this brand so much. They don't understand how you keep fighting, how you don't give up, how you manage to move forward even after so many falls. Another aspect that differentiates the chosen ones is the way they arouse intense reactions in other people. Have you ever noticed that, often, without doing anything, without saying a single word, your presence bothers you? There is something about you that provokes inexplicable feelings in others. Some people feel an immediate connection, as if they've known you for years, as if there's something about you that attracts them. But on the other hand, there are those who feel a deep discomfort, a resistance, a desire to push you away for no apparent reason. This happens because your essence carries a light that reveals the darkness in others. Without realizing it, you expose the shadows of those who are not yet ready to face their own truth. And therefore envy, persecution, and attacks come from where you least expect it. And here's another secret that few know. Those chosen are often isolated. It seems that no matter how much they try to fit into groups, relationships, or communities, there is always something that prevents them from staying. This isolation is not a mistake. It is not a punishment. It's a calling. When God has something big to accomplish in someone's life, He separates that person. Isolation is a period of preparation, a time where you learn to depend only on your faith, to strengthen your connection with the divine without external distractions. But this is one of the most difficult times because loneliness can feel like an unbearable weight, and this is where many give up. However, if you can endure this period, if you understand that this separation has a purpose, then the transformation will be inevitable. And there is another point that needs to be said. The chosen cannot follow the common path. Have you ever tried to live a normal life, follow the standards, fit in with what society expects? And what happened? Something always goes wrong. The doors that seem to open for others simply don't open for you. That's because you weren't made for the ordinary. Your path is different. Your journey requires faith, requires courage, requires total dedication. And the more you try to follow a path that is not yours, the more difficulties you encounter. This is a clear warning that your mission demands that you differentiate yourself, that you accept your identity as the chosen one. And that's why you need to pay attention to the signs. You can even try to ignore them, pretend that your life is just a sequence of coincidences, but deep down you know that's not the case. You feel like there is something greater guiding you, that there is a purpose that has not yet been fully revealed. Have you ever noticed how certain messages reach you at exactly the right time? How do some answers appear when you need them most? This is no coincidence, it's a calling. And if you still have doubts, look at your trajectory. Look at everything you've faced, everything you've overcome, all the times you should have given up, but didn't. This is proof that there is something special about you. If you've made it this far, it's because something inside you knows that this truth cannot be ignored. But the journey of the chosen does not end here. There is an even deeper secret, a revelation that could change everything. Click on the next video now and find out what they never told you about the true chosen ones. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Watch it before it's too late.